Okay, so the goal today is to show you how to manipulate projections so that they actually look cool and not just boring. So think of this as kind of basically stylizing your maps from the get-go by manipulating the underlying presentation of the data. The difference is kind of like buying a suit off the rack versus getting one tailor-made. Once you learn how to manipulate projections, you can start really making your maps unique and also far more emotionally powerful. So here we go. We're in ArcGIS, and what I'm going to do today is I'm not going to actually play with really deep data or anything, but I just want to show you how to tweak projections quite simply. So I'll show you how to modify and save a new projection with different standard parallels and different central meridians, and then also we'll review basically how to tweak the direction of north on your map. So let's add some data. If you don't have data readily available, I highly recommend going to naturalearthdata.com. It's really fun data to play with. I've already downloaded some graticules and a TIFF background. So let me add some graticules here. Let's do 5 degrees. Hey, where are my 5 degrees? There they are. Alright. So we've got a 5-degree graticule here, the whole world, every 5 degrees laid out. To make this a little clearer, what we'll do is we'll add some more data. We'll add a base map. And this is the Natural Earth 1 raster image. Alright. And what else can we do? We will tweak this color because that's a really, really ugly green. We'll make these lines white and see if that pops them out a little more. Alright, perfect. So, projections. For this class, 9 times out of 10 you're going to do on-the-fly projections, which on-the-fly projections are generally dissed by those in GIS, and rightfully so. If you're ever analyzing data, you don't want to do this because you can really screw up your analysis and get misleading results. However, when you're visualizing information, basically projecting on the fly is easier, it's much faster, and there are no drawbacks that I'm aware of offhand. So to project on the fly, basically what you're going to do is you're going to right-click and you're going to go over the data frame, the thing that says layers by default, and we're going to go down to properties. And then there are a bunch of tabs. We're going to rename this Fun with Projections, so you guys know what I'm doing here. And then we're going to click on Coordinate System. And as you'll see, the current coordinate system is a WGS 1984, which means this is not projected. And we want to project this information in this data. So let's click on the Projected Coordinate Systems tab. Alright. Once in here, we have a bunch of projections, basically, coordinate systems that are projected to choose from. And generally what ends up happening, and this makes sense, is ESRI has kind of placed them in nice little groups so we can find what we're looking for. And let's pretend we want to map the Somalia coast or Africa. You can click on continental, and hey, here are some African projections. And we can click on Africa equidistant conic. That's kind of silly. Let's do Africa Albers equal area, and we can hit apply, and it will reproject our map based on that projection. As you can see, that this is perfect for Africa. Africa's right there with minimal distortion. However, though these are great, and I actually highly recommend starting with these and exploring these to the full extent, sometimes they're a little staid and boring, quite frankly, because everyone uses these and there's nothing too special about them. I mean, some of them are kind of neat, like the cube one here. We'll hit cube, projecting the world as a cube. That's kind of trippy, MC Escher-ish. So, what we're going to do is manipulate some of these projections. And what I want you guys to start doing is exploring ones that aren't made for the region itself. So, for example, I could take a polar projection, and I could take, I don't know, a North Pole mnemonic projection or North Pole orthographic. I'll try that. Let's see what we can do here. And if I apply this, that's pretty funky. Let me zoom in. So, I mean, obviously Somalia is not on this, so that's not going to work. But what I want to show you guys how to do, and this I'll show you right now, is to tweak this. So we like this kind of look, this orthographic look, the Earth from space, but we want to tweak this so it's over Somalia. Right-click over the projection you like, and go to Copy and Modify. And in here, give it a name you won't forget. So I'll call it Somalia Orthographic. And then what we're going to have here is latitude of center, longitude of center. Because this is a planar projection, there's just a point that touches the surface. And we will want to move this point. Right now it's at basically the North Pole, 90 degrees. We're going to move this over Somalia. And this is why it's always handy to have a wall map around. I know you can look it up on Google Maps and do some right-click magic, but if you've got a wall map or an atlas, a book atlas in your bag, you can quickly look up what the center latitude of and longitude is over Somalia. 1 second, I gotta look at my wall. Alright, so here we go. Let's say about 47, 48, and 8. So we'll do 8 degrees north. We'll try 47. That's just a rough estimate, but it's a quick and dirty thing here. Let's hit apply, hit OK. And now, my friends, we've got a projection, a planar projection that was originally made for the poles. Well, not really, it's an orthographic projection, but we've just manipulated it. This is if we were flying directly at Somalia from space. Pretty cool. What if we tweak this further? Let's see. How do we modify this puppy? You can double click on the projection, and we can tweak this so that the latitude of center is, let's say, 65 degrees. Now we're getting Somalia kind of spinning off to the side, but if we were showing pirates here, that would be ideal because then the pirates would be in the center of the projection. So this is how you can manipulate projections, by copying them and renaming them and saving them. Let's try another one with standard parallels. Let's see here. Sorry about all the scrolling. Let's go back to continental, and we'll do Africa. And we'll do an equal area conic again. So let's right click, hit copy and modify. We'll call this Ian's distorted Alpers. Alright, here you'll see some other options. With conic or cylindrical projections, you'll always have a central meridian and also a standard parallel. Actually, with cylindrical, sometimes you won't get the standard parallel for some reason option. But central meridian is where it cuts through, and I actually already forgot what I was saying before was the central meridian for, well, let's just say 47 is the kind of the middle of Somalia. And then standard parallels are where they cut across. And so let's say 14 and 8. So these are the secant lines. And let's hit apply, OK, apply, and voila, we have a conic projection over, the conic projection for Africa that's now centered over Somalia pretty nicely. That's it for this tutorial. So play around with projections, tweak those attributes, and in the next tutorial I'll show you how to actually tilt north so it's not at the top, spin the world upside down. It's a lot of fun. Alright, thanks. Bye.